What is up, guys, and a very Merry Christmas to you all. Yes, as hinted on Monday, I am doing a special video for this Christmas. It is a review of a TV show, and it's a review of a specific episode of said TV show. As you can tell by the title down there, I am reviewing the Series 5 Christmas special, Doctor Who, A Christmas Carol. So, at the end of last week's video, or not last week's video, at the end of Monday's video, I did say that the movie A Christmas Carol, Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol, I loved it, but it also wasn't my absolute favorite version of A Christmas Carol. This is it. This is my favorite version of A Christmas Carol. So I thought, why not do a review for Doctor Who, A Christmas Carol? With that being said, let's dive right into this review, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Okay, so I'm just going to give a brief synopsis of the plot. The plot basically is a few months after the end of Series 5, with Amy and Rory now married. They go on a honeymoon on a ship that is dangerously close to crash landing on a planet because of some weird atmosphere that the planet has that has them basically crashing towards the planet. So Amy and Rory call upon the Doctor. The Doctor comes, he can't land on the ship for some reason, and then goes to find a person who can help. And that just happens to be the Scrooge of this episode, Kazran Sardek, who's a mean old bastard who basically hates people, hates everything, and won't help. Even in his first essentially appearance, this family is trying to ask for one of their relatives to be unfrozen from cryosleep to spend one Christmas with them. That, of course, Kazran refuses, and Abigail is left to be frozen. The Doctor comes crashing down, some more hijinks happen, and the Doctor basically decides, in order to try and get Kazran to save these people and to release the Cloud Belt, what I am going to do is I'm going to basically do a Christmas Carol. And he becomes the ghost of Christmas past, travels back in time, and then, of course, more hijinks ensues in order to try and save all those people on that ship. So this episode takes cues from the story of A Christmas Carol, but uses it in a fun way. In order for the Doctor to get Kazran to change, the Doctor takes the mantle of the Ghost of Christmas Past and travels back in time to meet a young Kazran. And after hijinks with a shark and the meeting of Abigail, it's set that every Christmas year, the Doctor and Kazran will take her out and spend Christmas Eve with her. But after a few years of this, and Abigail and Kazran forming a romantic relationship, Kazran learns of the reason she can only be brought out a certain number of times. And with only one left, the Doctor has pushed Kazran back to being his mean old self, after everything the Doctor tried to do. So how does Doctor Who pull off the Ghost of Christmas Present? Well, through holograms. He thinks by showing all the passengers on the ship via hologram that this might seduce him, but unfortunately it doesn't. And how does Doctor Who show the Ghost of Christmas Future? It shows us in a really interesting way by bringing his younger self into the future to see what he has become, and with Kazran almost becoming like his father by hitting his younger self the way his father used to hit him. This, of course, changes him for the better. So this episode is very companion light, so I'll discuss them first. Amy and Rory don't really have much to do in this episode, other than needing to be saved by the Doctor, with Amy having more lines than her husband. However, the Doctor, on the other hand, is in the middle of his prime. Matt Smith is doing an amazing job in this episode, as he did in the near-perfect Season 5 of the show, and most of his time in the show. The breakout character has to be Kazran in this episode, as the Doctor Who's version of Scrooge. Someone who hates everything and everyone, and watches as his past gets rewritten, and ends up falling in love only to have his heart broken and end up as his old self, regardless of what the Doctor has done and shown him all those Christmas Eves
and then losing the love of his life because how can he choose one more day with her just to lose her? Michael Gambon definitely stole this episode with his portrayal as Kazran, and it's worth watching this episode alone just for his performance.
So, what is my overall thoughts on this episode? Well, when it aired 11 years ago to this very day, I initially didn't like it. It took me a few years for me to actually start to like this episode. And it's definitely one of the best Christmas specials that we've gotten in Doctor Who. And unfortunately, the only decent Matt Smith Christmas special. Um, it's definitely an episode that I try and watch every year in around Christmas time, um, as one of the few Christmas traditions that I now have of watching something Christmas themed. I won't be giving this a rating because this is a TV show, and I will probably save that for if I ever do a mega review. Oh, excuse me. If I ever do a mega review of Series 5. And well, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this bonus Christmas Day episode, and I will see you all in the new year. I'm going to be taking a few weeks off, and I promise to be back with more movie reviews and as well as a few TV reviews. But I'll save that for the new year. Thank you all once again for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the new year.